around this time. All right, everybody. Welcome to the BKBK Podcast, where sports and the culture collide and the New York Jets reign supreme. I'm your host, Brandon Phillips, joined by my fellow co-hosts, Kerry Taylor, Brian Taylor, and Captain Kyle McKenna. And we're bringing this podcast to you live from our new studios in Westchester. Mira, you like Westchester? I know it's been a while, but the BKBK team is back at it again, and we're ready to rock and roll. So, we're in our new studios, all right? Yay, a little round of applause, yeah? All righty.
All right.
In Westchester. What y'all know about Westchester?
Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. Mira, you from Westchester?
Of course I am.
Yeah.
We got a good view out the window here, too.
Yeah, we got a nice
scenery.
You know what? I'm going to pan my shot over there. I'm going to pan my shot over there so that we can just see the nice rainy view. I'm not going to show any addresses, but it's a tsunami coming down out there.
That's right.
You got that right. And we're going to come back to the kid. All right, everybody. So, hey, listen. I got Brian as the sound engineer. I'm directing this bad boy, so I'm going to
Sound boy.
Sound boy. So, hey, I'm going to cut to the sound boy right here. Let's reintroduce everybody to our people. Brian, you're live. Check you out.
That's right.
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, boy.
Here's the movie star, Kerry Taylor.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
It's like on the FAN right now. Caller, turn down your radio. we got one
Right.
person. One person's
Somebody's
phone.
rocking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. Turned on your volume. Captain Kyle McKenna.
Yeah, I'm talking crap
Yeah.
here. It was my phone.
It was yours, huh? All good. All
Well, I
good.
had just turned down the volume on Brandon's, and then then
It's all
that
good.
happened.
Teammates, right? They're-
That's
Captain Kyle McKenna is here.
All right. So, all righty. So, I just want to start off our conversation by talking about, the last time we were here, we spoke about the Jets as far as the draft, what we were hoping for. We had this whole projected mock draft. And I think, who came out on top? I think Kerry came out on top, right? Was it you?
I think
don't know.
Kerry's the
Yeah.
clear winner. I mean, from an objective point of view, he doesn't want to toot his own horn, but he did have 2 picks.
His
We
new
all-
name is Two Picks.
We all had we all had a
James.
quarterback picked, and he's the only one that picked the right one. Correct? If my memory serves me correct, I picked Rosen. You guys both picked Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Brian and Brandon.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. We loved Baker Mayfield.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Well, we
He's
didn't.
dead to me now, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He had some beef with Colin Cowherd or something like that. I heard earlier in the week.
Yeah.
That's not hard to have.
Yep.
But
And then I think my only I got Herndon, right, which is disputed, right, because people think I stole that from Kerry.
No, it was R.J. McIntosh.
It was R.J. McIntosh.
Yeah.
And then I love my Dimitri Flowers pick, but he wasn't drafted. He was a free agent acquisition, but whatever. He's on
Good
the team.
acquisition, by the way.
I
Yeah.
love the acquisition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
sometimes it's harder to get these free agents at that point in time because you don't have the control. They kind of have a little bit of leverage with the negotiation, whereas if you draft them, you have the rights to them. But I'm pretty sure Dimitri Flowers' phone was ringing when we got him. So
Yeah, and this brings us into our into our discussion of basically, let's talk about the Jets, the players that we have now in camp, the OTAs, and basically, I was gung ho for Baker Mayfield, but with the reports from camp regarding the rookie that we have now, Sam Darnold, who is a wonderful kid who I had the pleasure of meeting, actually, if you can believe that one, nice guy. And there's raves about him in camp and his leadership,
Yep.
his moxie, or just his disposition overall.
Yep.
So let's talk about the bodies that we have now, how they performed in camp, and what what to expect.
I mean, the one thing that I did hear from camp, a comment made about Darnold by one of the coaches was that he's going to make mistakes, but that they recognize that he doesn't make the same mistake twice, and this is something that happened in camp.
You have a pen, Kerry? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, I heard that too. He doesn't make the same mistake twice. He definitely learns from his mistakes, and that's something you look for from a quarterback, and it's probably what we weren't seeing from the other quarterbacks that we drafted prior to this.
Especially a young one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think he just turned 21 years old. So when we drafted him, he was only 20. I think he's going to be the youngest QB in this year's crop.
Mm-hmm.
And that just means that it's just going to be a lot of time to develop him.
Sure.
And when we say, hey, and this is what I've been saying from the beginning, guys, I want a QB. Forget Cousins. I want a QB that's going to be here for the next 12 to 15 years. You get a high draft pick like that. He's only 20 years old. It's not out of the realm of possibility to really have this guy be our franchise quarterback for the next 12 to 15 years.
They're also saying that
if he's good enough.
Well, they're saying that Jeremy Bates was quoted as saying there's nothing he can't handle.
Right.
Of all the stuff that they've given him so far. So you're so far so good on air with no pads on, really.
Yeah,
true. So you gotta.
But you gotta start somewhere. Like, we've all been through it. We've all played football. We know what it's like to be in your shells. We know what it's like to be in our grays and just throwing the ball around and just getting acclimated. I think this part of it right here is not so much the football aspect, but it's the connecting with your fellow players, your teammates. Mm-hmm. And I think that will help congeal things when we do put the shells on, then after that going full pads.
Well, it's the mental aspect as well. And one of the things I liked about the coaching staff is that they didn't teach him or treat him with kid gloves. Mm-hmm. They threw everything at him, and he was able to handle everything. So that's really what you want. So as far as learning, they threw everything at him. He was able to learn, move forward, not make the same mistake twice. So all of that means we have an opportunity to have three good quarterbacks in a good competition, a real competition for the first time in years going into training camp.
I like what where you're going with that too, because I think that if we look at each position and we say, by room, the quarterback room, the tight end room, the O-line room.
Yep.
I think if you broke it down like that, you'd say that our team has improved in every room. And now I haven't really dug deep and looked at every single position group, but if you bring up the quarterback room and the tight end room, which we were talking about a little bit before we went on air, both of those position groups are greatly improved. And I like I kind of feel like it's going in my way with Coach Josh McCown. Yeah. Leading the way.
Yeah.
Coaching these guys up.
You call him coach, we call him player Josh McCown, but
sure.
It was definitely to service the same point of view that we were all talking about, a mentor to help, and then someone who can step in at the drop of a dime and throw a few TDs and get this team going, because this guy
and manage a game,
just win, and the guy has his own confidence. He's got moxie. I really like him a lot. I like him more than I thought I was going to like him when we first acquired him. So I have full confidence, and not to, I know I stepped in on you a little bit, but I just want to finish my point.
Mm-hmm.
My philosophy for this approach on quarterbacks, I've said it from day one, and I'm lightly patting myself on the back over here.
No, you have bruises on your back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got what, Kerry? I got what?
You got bruises on your back right now. I'm going to tell you how you got them.
I got it from patting myself on the back.
Yes.
And my approach was get McCown, get him. He's going to be as a coach and a mentor, and also more than suitable and capable quarterback to step in and start if he has to, or if he doesn't start, to keep us going. I love Bridgewater, and I don't know if you guys have read the news on Bridgewater, but he's doing everything that he's supposed to do. There are no hiccups as far as his injury is concerned, and he's putting the ball there. I know we're just in grays out there, but still. And then of course we were just talking about Sam Darnold. So it was my philosophy. The only thing was the personnel. I wanted Baker Mayfield, but like Brian said, he's dead to me now, and you know what? He's dead to me too. But the philosophy was always McCown, Bridgewater, and draft the rookie, and that's exactly what the Jets did, and I love it.
Well, Let's talk some stats. So they have some spring stats that were out there, NJ.com. Let's give them credit for that.
Good job.
Out of the 6 spring practices that they were able to view out of the 13. So McCown, 114 reps, 45 of 63, 71.4%, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Bridgewater, 92 reps, 29 of 47, 61.7%, 3 interceptions, no TDs.
What was the percentage on the first one you read? I'm sorry.
71.4. I mean, typical McCown, right?
Yep.
Very, very accurate.
Yeah.
And, 1 interception, so 1-1. And Darnold, 150 reps, which I love. The most reps
Yeah,
out of
most
all
reps.
QBs, at least out of the reps that we saw.
Yep, let's not shy away from it. I love it.
That's right. 58 of 95 passing, 61%, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
I'll take the 61 for now for the from the rookie.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take that. And
It's consistent with what we talked about before. I would like to see Josh Allen's OTA stats. See if he's in that.
And Baker's. Yeah.
50 to 50. Well, we knew that Baker was
Well, he's
accurate.
going to be accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
and Rosen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Josh Allen's the one that you really had question marks about whether his problems with accuracy, how they would transition into the NFL, and I still think they're going to have problems with it. He might be a good quarterback for snowy Buffalo in December
To push through the snow.
Yeah,
I
so-
totally get it.
but that if Teddy Bridgewater, think about the structure of the contract, right? So all of his incentives are mitigating on whether he plays 50% of the snaps. Most of his incentives to get to that high million number,
Right.
because he has a base of like 500K. So if you actually start the season with Teddy Bridgewater and he's playing well, you might be able to trade him,
Pick up some picks.
and not ever pay him any of that money out of your bank account. It might come out of somebody else's bank account, but if he's going to have to play the whole season, we're going to have to get to the playoffs for him to make a lot of money.
So what puts us in the best, because I thought about this, right? So what puts us in the best shape as far as quarterbacks are concerned? Is it McCown starting the year and we end up trading Teddy? Is it Teddy looking so good that, we keep him and we're potentially a playoff team? Or is it, Darnold starting and then we trade Teddy and we end up with McCown on the bench? I can't.
I think it's Teddy. I'm not worried about the money. I think it's Teddy starting, playing very well, and Darnold learning behind both Teddy and
Wait. Is Darnold French? Because you keep calling him Darnold.
I call him Darnold. I know.
That French quarterback we drafted.
Right.
Is this hockey or something? What's going on?
my
But
God.
go ahead, finish your point.
That's fun.
I do call him Darnold. I don't know why I do that. I think I had a French baguette earlier today.
Yeah, something, dude.
Right.
A
A
croissant.
croissant.
Merci, bonbons, oui.
Yeah,
And all that good stuff. Yeah,
But I think
good
Darnold,
stuff.
I think Darnold learning behind those two, and Bridgewater playing well is our best play, because what it does is it just gets us behind the quarterback position, and it allows Darnold to learn. I mean, I don't want to put this guy in a position. I don't want to recreate the situation that we had with Sanchez, and putting him in a role where he didn't learn enough earlier,
Right.
earlier on, that would carry him into his career. So I don't want to make that same error in judgment.
I don't think it
with
would
this, with this USC quarterback.
I don't think I respect what you're saying with the US in regards to the USC quarterback thing, but I don't think that we had the framework established
Infrastructure.
or the infrastructure
Yep.
established that we have now, having a Bates, having a real quarterback coach type of thing, and also having the backups that we have that would push,
Right.
mentor, and motivate
Right.
someone like Darnold. So I'm not as worried about it, but I respect what you're saying, because honestly, I'll be honest with you, I didn't necessarily want him, especially when we first started talking about the draft, because I was scared of USC quarterbacks.
Sure, me too.
Matt Leinart, Barkley, Sanchez. I just really, they weren't really floating my boat, but now I feel really comfortable with everything that they're saying, and
I would agree with you with the USC characterization, but I would only agree with you if they all had the same, if they were all coming out of offenses or programs that were coached by the same crew.
And that's why I feel like it's the same thing, because we don't have the same coaching staff or infrastructure.
And we just gave Sanchez the position. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it was like,
He
hey,
didn't earn
Sanchez,
it.
he didn't earn it. So now you have 2 other veteran quarterbacks that he has to compete against. And so my question is, what if it's a tie? What if they all look good? Who do you start?
I
Then
would
you have to
still
defer to your franchise.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I would say Teddy.
I
would
agree
definitely say
with-
Teddy.
I say it's Darnold. I mean, if they all look good, I say it's Darnold.
I agree with Kerry because of what we were talking about before. Now, I'm going to stay with what I've always been saying. The less that Josh McCown plays, the better we are. And it's not because he's not good. It's not because he can't do it. But it means that the other guys are coming along.
I agree.
So
I agree too.
So, you know, if he can be that stabilizing force on the sideline in the room and be there for us if we need him to come in and you know, be like a Rich Gannon late in his career kind of thing, he might be able to do that. But if Teddy Bridgewater is lighting it up, let Darnold watch. At least until we play out the asset to the best of its ability.
I hear you. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also helping him out because he's basically auditioning.
Red shirt year for Sam Darnold, you know?
I'm not married to it, but I respect it, but I'm not married to it. So let's just say Bridgewater starts. He plays 5 games or what have you and does really well. I don't know how we would finagle this, but somehow
Keep him in there.
I-
You keep him in there. I mean, you can't take him out at that point.
Your locker
You're right.
room.
Yeah,
You lose your
absolutely.
locker
No,
room.
you're right.
You're
You're right.
winning, and you're
Yeah.
not expected to.
Right.
Right. So my whole thing is if Bridgewater's doing well, then these are better examples where McCown can teach Darnold on the sideline. Look, this is what went well with this particular play. This is what went wrong in this particular play. He can teach while somebody else is on the field. He doesn't have to teach while he's on the field. Especially like I said, if Bridgewater is playing well. Okay, you want to build a winning program. And by any means necessary, this guy's winning. You take him off the field.
No,
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
With the rest
Anarchy at
of
that
this
point.
roster.
I concede. Totally, you guys are right, and I was wrong in that in that one because I think I was just overthinking it, kind of like paralysis by analysis. I was trying to create my own scenario of how to get Sam Darnold in there because, like I said from the beginning, I really, really want that franchise QB to get in there as early as possible. But if he has to sit a year, like what Captain Kyle was saying, then I will concede to that. And then to what you're saying, Kerry, I will concede to that as well. You got to keep him hot, and we don't want to lose our locker room. And we don't want to be like some of these other teams and lose a locker room.
This is what I've heard from the guys that I know that have played for me and gone to the NFL and stuff like that, as far as the transition from college to the pros. And this is more from a defensive backs perspective. So when they do the install in OTAs for D-backs, you are never in the look that you're going to be in when before the snap.
Right.
Okay, so when you're in college, you're going to see, okay, it's too high. I know I got these corners underneath, and a lot of the colleges they're gonna play what they play, and that's their base, and you can go on it.
Coach off
and
of that.
In the NFL, it is never going to. When the ball snaps, you're getting a different look than what you pre-snap. So you have to get used to that transition, and I think the more mental reps, like you said, like on the sideline, looking at the pictures from up top, talking to the guy up in the booth, and being able to absorb all that, I think that,
especially if you're modeling success. If you're modeling success and you can see, and Teddy is doing well, you can say, well, look, this is what he identified during this particular time frame. And McCown is that guy that can identify that as it's happening.
it's not like Teddy is inexperienced.
No, and that's the other thing.
It's
It's just a great story. If he, again, in the scenario that he's playing well, he's overcome so much in a short period of time to be on a team, that hasn't had success in a significant amount of time.
So,
right?
I guess my issue, not even an issue. I don't even know the answer right now. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to everybody talking, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like,
let's talk it out.
If there's a tie and they're all performing well, I don't know who I would say you put in. It might be Darnold, right? Because if he's performing well, he's your franchise, and they're all performing at the same level, I think Darnold is the answer.
That's my overall point, basically.
But if they're all playing poorly, then I don't think you put him in there. And I think you lean towards the veteran at that point in time, and it's either McCown or Teddy. But if they're all performing well, I think Darnold's it, because at this point in time, if he's the rookie and he's playing well at that point and he's a push for the rest of them, I feel like you put him in there because you know he's going to be the guy eventually anyway.
How's the O-line playing? How many times are they getting hit? You know, you got to factor those things in too.
Well, that's part of the process of if he's playing well or not.
Yeah, because he's playing behind the same line that they are playing behind.
Mm-hmm.
So, or actually, he's a third stringer right now, so he's going to be playing behind the second and third string line versus the first string, at least starting off.
When have you heard of a third stringer getting almost twice as many reps as the other two, and everybody's healthy? Like you just said, that, like 150 reps compared to the other two. Right. That's pretty amazing.
Well, that's because he's getting third string, he's getting some second and some first right? Reps, so they just want to get him as many reps as possible
because they want to see what they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my other thing with Bridgewater is if everybody is playing well, and you know that Bridgewater he's an asset of yours, and if you want to parlay him, you have to showcase him. You're not going to showcase your rookie quarterback for the purpose of parlay him into another draft pick. Mm-hmm. So if he's 6 games in and he's playing well, meaning Bridgewater, and the idea and your plan was initially, let's see what we can do with him and maybe parlay him into something else, then you're going to have to showcase him. He's going to have to be out there.
Well, I think that's during training camp. I mean, you don't do it because if you go into the season, he's playing well in this game 6, you're keeping him basically for the balance of the season.
That's true.
Right? So you're either going to trade him before the season starts and your showcase is during training camp and during the preseason games. That's really the showcase. And at that point in time, he's going to be at his peak as far as, where he's at and his tradability. Mm-hmm. And then you trade him at that point. Mm-hmm. But after that,
you better have another quarterback on the roster.
Well, what about this? What about worst case scenario? What if all 3 quarterbacks are playing poorly? Then what's the philosophy?
It's McCown. I think it's McCown. You fall back to the veteran that has been there, that knows the playbook, and you have your best opportunity to win games. I think it's him.
I would agree.
Well, unless your goal is for it to be a developmental year, and you put the young kid out there to get that.
Well, then you start the season with McCown, and you see how the season goes. And if it goes off the rails, then you throw Darnold in there, and you give him opportunities. But I think you start the season game 1 with McCown if everybody sucks.
I think if everyone sucks, we should go with
everybody sucks. We're in bad shape.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Well, of course we're in bad shape because the word sucks.
I don't think we're going to be there.
No,
I
don't.
Totally just infers that. But my point is, I think if everyone stinks, we try to make the best thing out of something that stinks. I would put Bridgewater in there, see if he could work his stock up so that we can have an asset to maybe get something in return. We keep Darnold on the bench, and then we have of McCown there just in case. He's a just in case guy, and then he can just keep mentoring Sam Darnold. Like, hey, listen, I've been in this situation before. I've played for the Browns. They really stunk. We were here last year where we were expected to do better. This is what you do in bad situations. Keep your head, keep mentoring him, keep coaching him, like what Kyle was saying, and use him in that. I would put Bridgewater out there so that we can have an asset or a potential asset and get this $500,000 salaried QB that we got from free agency, and maybe get, I don't know, a 3rd rounder for him potentially. Maybe his stock would be higher because
second or better.
Well, I'd take a 3rd if everyone stinks. I'd take a 3rd.
Oh, if everyone stinks, I mean, you'll take a 3rd.
That's what I'm saying.
And if another team has a quarterback that's out for the season, like what happened to Deshaun Watson last year or
Absolutely.
something like that,
yeah,
and they don't have a capable guy back there,
that's what I would do.
You want to buy low, buy low, sell high. And we definitely bought low, so
yep.
It's not going to be that much. You want to talk about some other players besides the quarterbacks?
Yeah.
I don't want to continue to harp on the negative,
I hear you,
possibilities.
But you always have to start with the QBs. So, but yes, I'm ready to move on. So, okay, Kyle.
How about this Chad Hansen kid?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, they're raving about Chad Hansen, and that he wasn't even really in my thought process of all these wide receivers that we have on the team. The plethora of wide receivers we have. They're saying that
we have 45 or something.
Plethora sounds like a positive.
Yes.
I think we got a lot of
No, plethora is not a positive. Because if you have 17, it's just like if you have 5
I'm
quarterbacks,
just saying,
you have
plethora
none.
just has connotations of something that's positive.
Let's just say that
The actual definition of plethora means overabundance.
abundance, right?
Overabundance, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
overabundance
an
of
overabundance.
negativity.
let's say let's just say the Jets have taken a lot of flyers out.
Got bodies. We've got bodies.
So
we definitely-
You got 17, you got none. That's how it could be interpreted.
well, Chad Hansen is. They're raving about him in OTAs. They're saying that this guy's going to be on the field and he's going to be a contributor, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's
yeah,
hope.
and he was a 4th rounder, right? If I remember correctly.
I think he was either 4th or 5th.
I'll get it out.
So he should be a contributor.
Got a lot of papers over there,
Stats
Kerry. I'm
man,
sure you
stats
got
man
it
will get
somewhere.
out.
The other guys I'm hearing a lot about.
Hold on. Reveal it, Kerry.
Hold on.
Hold on. I want to see all your paperwork. Lift it up, man. Get it in frame. I want to see. He said.
Get out of here.
He has one piece of paper. With
How
all
about
this-
Google?
I got the Google. 4th round.
Fourth
Okay,
round.
all right.
Pick
Look at that.
141.
Look at that.
Copy that.
Only took 4 minutes.
Look at that.
Google paper?
See how y'all on me. Give me my pen back too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's A1 transmission pen. somebody was getting work done.
Double A, MCO.
Right by Nunley's, right?
You're right by. And
It's
Genovese.
closed down. That place is closed down.
Yeah,
I
none of
need,
these
I, need
in
a, I need a
Genovese.
good transmission. guy.
Somebody brought up to me something about hepatitis the other day.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, at Nunley's?
I said,
In
yeah.
context.
Yeah, how are you tying this in?
The context was that how do you get hepatitis from just like a restaurant or something like that? So if somebody has hepatitis and they're cooking food, then that's everybody that eats that food might
Could
be
have
getting.
hepatitis.
And I remember Nunley's had a chef that had hepatitis, and everybody had to go get tested for it. If you had like,
Oh, wow.
and for those of you who don't know, Nunley's was an amusement park on the border of Freeport and Baldwin. It was actually
Sits there. Pep Boy sits there. Right
it's Pep
now.
Boys now, but it had the smallest, lamest roller coaster that you could ever go on, but
Great
it was ours.
carousel.
The Nathan
Great
hot dogs.
carousel.
Yeah.
They had the Nathan hot dogs.
That's where the hepatitis was. It was all up in the hot
The
dog.
hot dogs, right?
Yes.
So
Like brown water.
I like Sabrettes.
I think that it was like the summer of '84 or something like that. That there was the hepatitis outbreak at Nunley's.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like a beginning of a hip hop song. but
Summer
like
of
more
Hep?
a story or something.
That was 84? That
Yo,
was like
summer
in
of
elementary
84.
school? You guys were in elementary
I want to say it was like '84. Anyway, getting back to the program.
Yes.
Foley Fatakasi. Who
The heck is that?
yeah.
He
Wow.
is the D tackle
Yeah.
that we got from UConn.
UConn.
Oh.
That he played at Beach Channel High School in
Oh,
Queens.
yeah.
Stud. His brother plays linebacker at Rutgers right now.
Okay.
So he was in the league that I coached in, and Shepard, the old defensive tackle that we got,
Yes.
25-year-old.
Nathan Shepard.
Usually it's a Mormon coming back from a mission when you're 25 years old.
Right.
Not
Or
in
the
this
Air
case.
Force or something like that,
Yeah.
or Army or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So
His mission was working and paying for school.
Yeah, that.
I'm
All
hearing one of
respect.
these guys is going to start.
like it.
Probably Shepard
I like
with
it.
Let's go.
with the big cat.
Let's
Well,
go.
So I want it to be because of skill. I just don't think we have a lot of talent there either. So I just want to see them on the field and
Right.
see if it's warranted and they earn the spot versus just not enough bodies there.
Yeah, but we'll see if the we'll see if the long haul. Who do we have playing defensive end besides, the guys that we
Besides
that we
Big
kn-
Cat?
That yeah, like is Lorenzo Malden gonna be a guy that has a breakout year this year? Because he's gonna get cut if he doesn't, for sure. Lorenzo Malden is kind of on his last.
He's
training
on his
camp.
last legs.
He is.
That was shout out to the Athletic, Connor Hughes that runs the Jets side of the Athletic, which is a new paid sports service. NJ.com's always good, always been good, but the Athletic has its own Jets portion now, and they had a feature article on Lorenzo Malden and his outlook for the season, and a lot of the confidence in the defensive backfield. So there's definitely no shortage of confidence, it seems like, from these guys. When you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and you're talking about D-backs? Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, D-backs and D-line. I think that we really made our D-back room, so to speak, better in the last 2 years. We put a lot of time into that. Now this new nickel that we got seems to be, in a lot of people's view, a steal.
Barry Nickerson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barry Nickerson.
Yeah.
I like him.
And we still have Buster Skrines. So if Buster Skrines in a contract year,
I hope we don't have him coming
by the
soon.
end of this,
Yeah,
he is a body though. He is a professional football player.
yeah,
that,
a body for the bench.
If he's not playing for us, he will be playing
going
for somebody
somebody
else.
else. He will.
Yeah.
Will he?
Well,
Yeah.
defensive backs that know what
Getting
they're
PDs
doing.
for somebody else past. Well, that was pass interference instead of pass deflections. But
Yeah.
but anyway, listen, we got Jamal Adams, we got Marcus May, Tremaine Johnson, Morris Claiborne, and then really just Buster Skrine to me, out of the names that we just mentioned, is the guy that I think we need to replace or upgrade. So,
But we might already have his replacement.
and
on
that's
the
what I'm saying.
roster. Yeah.
Definitely. So we'll see.
Might have the young Ray Mickens.
Oh, let's
Let's
go. Let's be about it.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I think, man, I mean, it's young. It's got some veteran presence there as far as the secondary is concerned. I just want to see Marcus May get back because he had the injury and stuff that he's getting back from. So once he gets back in there, I think you got a definitely a nice core four there. Plus one, whoever that plus one ends up being, as far as the nickel is concerned, that can go out there and hopefully we're not going to be hamstrung by the fact that we don't have a pass rush. But now we have a back end that can definitely cover people, that can blitz, that's versatile. There's a lot of things to like about the back end of the defense.
When was
Did
the
we
last
say
time we
J.J.
had-
Wilcox? Did we mention Wilcox?
We did
We
not
didn't.
mention Wilcox.
We didn't.
All right, let's talk about him.
Okay.
Talk about
Go ahead.
Why
Take it
did
away,
he
brother.
decides he wants to leave? Renege on his contract with
Dallas?
signing. Was it Dallas or was it
I think it was with Dallas, wasn't
was it with San Francisco?
49ers.
With the
49ers.
49ers.
it? It was the Niners?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the Niners.
Apparently,
Yeah.
he got in a fight in the lobby. Like he had
What?
like there was like a shouting match over that or something like that.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, like it didn't. It wasn't just.
Didn't go well.
Yeah, it wasn't just like you're not. Oh, so you're not giving me my money? I'm leaving. It was more like, yo, this was what it was supposed to be. It was a little sketchy.
Right.
What happened there because it was so quick that he was then over with us. So
Yeah.
you might know more about that, Kerry. I don't know.
I don't, but I like the guy. I like the player. I don't know the circumstances that he didn't sign with them, but I like the fact that he came over here. I mean, the other thing that I wanted to touch on was Antonio Garcia.
I love that.
Being released by New England. We do have a Baldwin connection. His aunt, Antoinette Walker, went to Baldwin with me, and
Baldwin.
I think his mother, I think, has Baldwin ties as well. They're sisters. So shout out to Antoinette Walker and Antonio Garcia.
Baldwin.
Baldwin contact.
Nice.
Let's make it happen.
I mean, they were very high on him in New England.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't seem like the injury that he sustained.
Yeah, blood clots
Well,
In his lungs.
in his lungs.
I've had family members that have had
tough.
Yeah.
this issue. So like it usually starts with a clot in the leg,
Yeah.
right?
and then
It
it travels to your lungs.
Mhm.
So Chris Bosch was another person
Yep.
that
Yep.
had this issue.
Yep.
But
he retired too as a result. Chris Bosh.
but he was
had
all
to leave.
but he was also on the older end when he retired too, because he's like a year or two older than LeBron and Melo, right? If I remember correctly, and he might be older than Wade.
I don't think he's older than. You know what? I think they might have gotten drafted the same
year.
Yeah, so
think so.
Yeah, but
Drafted
he's
the same
older.
year.
He's older.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they drafted the same year, but remember,
I
He
think
was
it
like a third-year player or something
Right.
like that, and they were freshmen.
right.
and this happened in his early 30s, I believe, because he's only retired now. I think like 2 years.
Mhm.
Two
Seems longer, right?
It does seem longer.
Yeah. So I mean, so let's talk about the tight ends because we really kind of mentioned them, and so what I'm hearing, not that he's good or bad, but I'm hearing Jordan Leggett is out there and running around. So we'll see what he looks like once training camp starts and the like. But Chris Herndon, obviously, he had some legal troubles that with the DWI or whatever that he ran into.
Now,
Which
Kerry,
is minor based on all the other.
you said that
things.
he was
sure.
lighting it up a little bit, right? In camps. Did
I didn't
someone
hear
say that
anything
Herndon
about him. I didn't hear
was
anything
doing,
about him
at
in
least
camp.
doing well?
I heard from I don't know if it's from the Athletic or from the Jersey paper, but it was saying that Leggett, the coaches always liked him. Like Todd Bowles really likes Leggett, and that's funny because I thought that he was in the doghouse last year.
Right. That
And
was
then
He was injured.
Yeah, so to speak. I guess he had a nagging injury that kind of kept him from it. So I thought there was more of like a mental lag that he was having, like a rookie wall or whatever.
Right.
But they said that they expect him to contribute, and that Herndon at times looked like all the skills of a wide receiver in that big body and a lot of big play potential, but a little bit raw.
Sure.
That's what I think I remember from reading it. But I think that he's going to wind up being a really good pick at where we got him.
Well, I think that's the reason why they let ASJ go and refused to pay him an additional $1 million or $2 million in order to keep him, was that they felt confident in what they had in that tight end group.
Right.
So why not save a couple dollars? And you already got Leggett coming back. He should know the playbook at this point because he's been in the system for a while, although he hasn't played. And so you add Herndon in there, athletic guy who can go and run 4.5 or 4.6.
Yep.
At tight end,
rebounder in the end zone too, like a guy that can go up and get things.
Absolutely, and Leggett's got hands. He's got hands.
We need a red zone guy.
Yeah. Definitely. So we'll see between those two, and then you got Bucky Hodges.
Bucky. I said Bucky.
Bucky Hodges and Terrell Pryor might be a redundancy, because I have a feeling that they're going to be like the same thing.
Probably so. Just one's a little faster.
I think. Well, they're both former quarterbacks.
Yep.
They both have a skill set that isn't really an inline tight end skill set. It's more of a slot, like a big slot.
Sure.
So I think, and who knows what's going to happen with Terrell Pryor? I mean, that ankle thing, we haven't seen anything from him now, and that ankle was pretty messed up when they showed the pictures of it and stuff like that.
He was walking around in a boot, at least early on in minicamp and OTAs and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, nowadays
but like what Kerry said, we have a plethora, so an overabundance. So we might be okay. We have options, but yeah, go ahead.
Who would you rather see work out, Terrell Pryor or Bucky Hodges?
Terrell Pryor,
of course.
I think we have a little bit more invested in Terrell Pryor.
That is true.
And that
is true.
And what did Terrell Pryor have in his best year? He had almost 100 receptions or something like that.
I know he had 1,000 yards.
Oh yeah. It was big yard. It's not. Yeah, it was more like
he was more of a perimeter guy.
Yeah,
when he was doing that.
So more of a split end type.
Right. So we have that with our wide receiver who's constantly getting
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, but he's out of trouble. All of his trouble.
Anderson.
All of his trouble he's
Mr.
out of right now. He has no more charges on his head.
Well, he doesn't. He might.
Yeah,
he still might
contest
lose a couple of games behind it.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
the league still might.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Slap him on the wrist. Who knows?
But I want to give a shout out to Trenton Cannon though. The
Cannon.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
What did I say?
No. You said it right.
Oh,
I just love Cannon.
Kenyon.
It's
Look at these brothers going at it.
That's a name right there. That's a name right there.
Right. At running back returner, because we have not had somebody to return punts and kicks since like
Brad
76.
Smith.
Since like
Brad
76.
Smith.
This is ridiculous. This guy runs a 4.40.
Leon Washington.
I kind of don't like the way he runs though. He runs
really. His tape looks ridiculous, but it's
the running is
I don't
but
know
I like
who's playing
it.
against.
I like it. I mean, we need somebody to return. I mean, it's been ridiculous. Who have we had?
He reminds me of like an old school Larry Brown running the rock back in 9th grade.
Oh my God!
This isn't a knock on Larry because Larry was good,
grade.
but I'm just saying, just like looks like Larry in his pads from.
I don't know how many scenarios that Elijah McGuire and Trenton Cannon are both on the team.
Cannon
time.
As a returner,
as a
special
returner
team.
No, I just don't. When you look at the roster and what we're going to have to carry and what we're not going to have to carry, especially if we're carrying more than 3 tight ends, especially if we're carrying more than 4 wide receivers, you get into that running back group, you're going to keep Kroll, Powell, Elijah McGuire, and Cannon. Now you're at 4.
Got Rawls too.
Well,
he'll get cut.
He's going to get cut. So that's what.
Speaking of ankles, he's got bad ankles over there.
You're talking about ankles?
I'm talking about rolls and ankles.
I don't think Rawls will be a bad option if somebody gets hurt though in training camp.
What are you talking about?
You never know.
Trying to figure out what you were talking about.
He's got bad ankles.
My
I just
bad.
think
that he deserves. We need somebody on the roster that's going to return. Elijah McGuire is not going to return kicks.
I said Elijah McGuire looks good. I mean,
I
running back coach said
running back,
comparing him to Tomlinson, which is I feel like a reach, but I mean,
I like Elijah McGuire. I think we all like Elijah McGuire, but he's not going to return kicks and punts.
By the way, it's Eli McGuire. That's what I'm seeing on social media. He doesn't refer to himself as Elijah. He refers to himself as.
He was his government name.
His mama named him Elijah. I'm gonna call him Elijah.
Trying to sound like the
It's a
prophet.
biblical name. Yeah,
it is the prophet.
Yeah, but I've been seeing a lot of Eli McGuire, and I had to double check that a couple times.
Well, I mean, why can't you have Cannon and McGuire in the same backfield at the same time. I mean, to me, you can split one out and you can throw one in as a wide receiver. You know, there's multiple things that you can do as far as having versatility offensive wise.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that there's 53 spots.
Yeah, roster spots, definitely.
And that's it. And
well, you got Rawls that's out, and then we're gonna lose a lot of these wide receivers. They're not all gonna play for us.
We still have Stewart too, because I know that he returns kicks, or at least he did it at Alabama in
the
college.
Andre Roberts guy is going to
Stewart?
get cut.
Yeah, he's cut.
Yeah.
I don't
he
want
doesn't
him
really do
returning
much
kicks.
else.
He was
That's
on the
it.
roster last year. He
That's
didn't
it.
do anything, right?
Well, we may not have used him properly.
Okay, well,
He's not
we're
doing
gonna
well
use
right now
Cannon
so far.
properly.
Why are you looking at me
Funny.
like you want to
Just
fight
saying,
me?
man, you're
Let's go.
killing me,
What-
killing me, killing me.
Got a lot of crosstalk going here. This is getting
Yeah,
a
we
little fired up.
I know.
So are we gonna? So we want to go on to the next segment. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like we haven't fully discussed like the linebackers and stuff as far as the competition there.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
talked about
and we've
offense,
already
a
kind
lot
of just
offense.
we've like segued kind of just
To some of this.
automatically just talking about this. So I think we should stay here just for a little bit. But can we talk about the linebackers, whether it be inside or outside? Because we're gonna have let's start off with the inside linebackers. We're gonna have two guys.
Yeah, there's no
Right.
competition there.
No competition there,
No.
but we have no backups whatsoever. Like I don't even
No,
know the names of the people who would step in and back him up.
Pierre Lewis, right? I mean, that was one of them, and he looked pretty darn good coming from Kansas City.
Is he an outside or an inside?
He's an inside.
Oh,
He's an
okay.
inside backer.
All right.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
the guy Henry Anderson? Is he gonna play outside linebacker in our defense, or is he gonna play D end?
I thought it was a DN.
Well, I heard a whole thing about how the Colts told him, "You need to bulk up. You need to." I don't know if
They wanted him to play inside, didn't they? They wanted him to play
slim
like
down
tackle,
or
though.
bulk up.
I thought
Yeah.
they wanted him to play like tackle, and at that point in time, they wanted him to bulk up, and then we wanted him to play, end, where he would slim down a little bit. I thought that's what it was.
I want his hand in the dirt.
Well, he's
Yeah.
he's a much better player than people are realizing.
Absolutely.
Like that might be, the equivalent to a great draft pick or something like that
Yeah.
that we pulled off with that. And then
With a 7th rounder or something like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was in
Sixth
one
or
of, it was
seventh.
in one of the swaps that we did.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a draft pick swap, and then he was thrown in with it. I think because he didn't fit what they were going to do going forward.
Right.
But you have him at D end outside linebacker. Darren Lee, what are we calling Darren Lee right now?
Weak side linebacker.
A will.
Inside.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you have Malden,
Outside.
who we've called an outside linebacker before, but or a D end.
or an edge
Look
that
at
you
him
guys.
come
Yeah, Edgar.
Edge. Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
Edge.
Hedge
Hedge.
or edge.
Yeah.
Right. It was Chad Thomas you stole.
Oh, that's the
Miami AGD.
person.
Egg.
I think that it's hard to talk about the outside linebackers in such a multiple set defense
Yeah.
because it's like we got different guys doing different things. Avery Williamson, that's his last name, right?
Yes.
Avery, I think he's gonna step in and he's gonna be real good.
So do I.
But like you said, who's backing him up?
Yeah.
Jordan Jenkins, we still have on
Outside.
on one
Outside,
side.
and he's more of the guy that sets the edge on the strong side, who I happen to like.
Calvin Pace type role.
He's a Calvin Pace type
Yep.
of guy. He's like 6'4"ish, 257. He's kind of a big guy.
He doesn't have the neck that Calvin Pace had though.
No.
he had that long neck. I would like
Calvin
him.
Pace was a presence.
I would
He
like.
was, he
I would
was.
like him
God.
to. I would like him to be a better pass rusher than Calvin
Yeah,
Pace.
because he was not a pass rusher.
Yeah.
He was an edge setter. and
Well,
that's
isn't that? Yeah, I mean, isn't that position? That's the role. I mean, strong side, outside linebacker. I mean, you're really just setting the edge at that point in time, just making sure people don't get it outside of you.
Exactly.
And you got the weak side
on
coming
first and second
rushing.
down. On first and second down. On
Right.
on third down.
Third down,
You got to be a guy.
Right.
But you know what? I remember a season where Calvin Pace had 10 sacks. He had double-digit sacks.
All right. So if Jordan Jenkins has 10 sacks, I'll be cool with that.
I'll be extremely happy with that.
Backflips.
I'll be real cool with that.
Yeah.
But the Kevin Green loves Jordan Jenkins.
Good.
That's the thing that we heard in the middle of last year. Like this is either for Lorenzo Malden and Jordan Jenkins. This will be either their breakout year or the year they go by.
Make it or break it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what about the O-line? Because that's something that we really didn't do. We didn't really address it. We didn't bring anybody in except for the center.
Well, we got rid of the worst center in the league.
That's helpful.
basically.
That's very helpful.
From I think it was you that brought it up,
Yeah,
Brian, that
yeah.
Pro Football Focus had Wesley Johnson as the worst
Yeah, he was
rated
like one
center
of
in
the
the
worst. Yeah, in the league. So that's helpful. Spencer Long.
league. Spencer Long hasn't done anything yet, right? He's still on IR or like the
I don't know.
I haven't
PUP
heard much from him, but I heard when he is healthy, he is good.
athlete.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Pulling center. And maybe that's our next Mawai. Maybe that's our next dude like Mangold.
Mhm.
Stay for a little while. What are you guys hearing about like the other guys like Carpenter and Shell?
So much has been spent on Darnold that really nobody's focused on
Nobody
the offensive
cares.
line and the
Right.
play or
Mhm.
that or anything. You really haven't, because the focus is so much on the quarterback. So we'll definitely see that, and when more of the practices are open
Right.
to the public, once training camp opens, and we'll all see it, once the preseason starts.
Have you guys taken a look at the schedule to figure out when the BKBK live from Florham Park is going to happen?
Oh man,
We haven't yet.
Oh, you gotta take a look at that.
Yeah, I know. You
Chime
I'm
in
trying to go
there.
to see them play in Chicago.
What week is that?
I can't remember, but
Is it
Better not
before-
be in December, dude.
Before it gets cold, I
It's
was
not
going to say.
December. It's not December.
I'm just saying, yeah.
It's not December. I would go see him in Chicago in December.
I would too.
Good luck to you.
You'd be there too.
The new Soldier Field, when you drive past the new Soldier Field, it looks like one of those motherships from V. Remember that show V?
Yeah, you know
It
that.
looks like the
V.
mothership landed
Oh
and they
my
put a stadium
gosh.
around it.
You guys are dating yourself.
Oh, V was so good, man.
V
They-
was hot.
Yeah, it was.
I can still do the laser sound.
yeah, and
That's hot.
You-
Sounds just like it.
you rip off their face and they got the lizard
You got the
underneath.
lizard, yeah.
You are so sad.
Oh, come on, because
Do that again.
he was in like junior high when V was on, so he was too cool for it.
No, I
we
can-
were
yeah,
like
I
we were
know.
like
Oh,
sitting
no,
in front
I
of the
was
TV,
watching.
like
No,
I
no,
can't
I
wait
was
to see
definitely
Mike
watching.
Donovan kill another visitor.
Oh my
You know what I'm
gosh.
saying? I had
Then
the,
again?
You want to hear it again? All right,
Yeah,
here
come
you
on. Oh my gosh.
go. Get down, get down.
no, Julie, no. I had the Mike Donovan wanted dead or alive poster on my door.
But you know what? Mike Donovan looked like a lizard, though.
Mike Donovan was the Beastmaster.
He was the Beastmaster.
Oh, the classic.
I wanted
classic.
Mike Donovan to play He-Man after that, but then they gave it to Dolph Lundgren. Remember that?
Oh my
They
gosh.
gave it to Dolph Lundgren.
I was not with He-Man at all. I could never get with He-Man.
I loved He-Man.
He-Man, just the story was weak to me.
Oh,
Really?
You know,
you
like-
think about stories back then, man?
Well,
The plot and all that?
I needed a little
Really?
bit. I mean, it's like Voltron. Like it always ended the same way.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, that's why you like
Nah,
it.
though.
You
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah.
were gonna happen. What's
with
gonna
a
happen.
W.
No, V was a complex story with a complex ending.
It
you know.
was.
It had the half visitor, half human child is going to bring peace.
Michael
You know,
Ironside.
Michael
Remember
Ironside.
Michael Ironside? I think he changed the he made the bullets able to pierce their skin.
Right.
Remember that? Because
Yes,
they would
yes.
try to hit him with like regular bullets and it wouldn't go through.
I'm gonna go full disclosure. I
Go.
watched the whole original miniseries and V the Final Battle with my son like 2 weeks ago.
I was about to say, like last week.
Yeah. So it's been on my mind a little bit. And then they did the reboot. It wasn't that good.
Of course not.
No,
No.
it didn't. It didn't have the same feel.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had the special bullets that could pierce their skin, and then they found out that there was like an allergen that they could put in the red dust, and then they
Yeah.
started releasing all the red dust from
Yes.
the hot air balloons.
Yeah.
Some guerrilla warfare stuff there.
Wow.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
I totally
He
lost
just
track of
he
where
just
we are
watched
now.
Yeah,
He just watched
absolutely.
it. What's your excuse? Knowing everything.
Right,
about
right,
it.
right.
And
I
it
just
had
have
an
a great
effect on
memory
him.
when I just have a great memory when it comes to
memory's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh,
It-
that is
it's
crazy.
settled in
Your
with you.
memory is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
know?
remember sound.
I
Oh,
love
my
it. I
God.
remember sound. Yes,
Remember
yes,
sound.
yes.
The effects weren't good.
But
The effects
short-term
weren't good.
memory's terrible. That's my wife.
Right. That's called old age, my dude.
Yeah, you got that.
Does that
right.
count as a Baldwin story? That's a universal truth.
That's a
Oh,
universal
yeah,
truth.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
People from here to the waters of Lake Minnetonka can relate to that. You know.
As long as they were around at the same
Middle
time. man.
America.
Oh my goodness, man! Oh man, I totally lost focus. So I think we've kind of. So can we sum this one up as far as what we should look out for, what the coaching staff and the organization should really try to hammer home, so that we as fans can see positive results? Of course, it's got to start with the quarterback. I think we've already hammered out the outside linebacker position, the O-line. The only thing that we didn't comment about, and I think it's because we naturally feel safe about it, is the safety position. I think we've got that locked. With this guy Wilcox coming in, I'm going to say that Rontez Miles would love you, but I think he's got to be gone.
He's probably gone.
He's probably gone.
But his special teams, that's
contribution.
when going back to the Trenton Cannon, Eli McGuire argument.
Yeah.
So Rontez Miles would fall in that category too. Like, who do you keep for special teams because they're a special teams ace? And I think that we re-signed Rontez Miles before the Wilcox thing happened because we like him so much on special teams. So it's going to be interesting. Somebody's going to get cut that's a pretty decent football player. And that's why those
decisions,
those player personnel scouting departments, they're not only scouting the college kids, but they're scouting everybody else's teams. Yeah, to see who's going to go on the waiver wire and help you out.
But I think this is the first year in a long time that you feel like we're in a good position there where if we're cutting good players, that means we had some depth.
Right.
Yeah, so that's really where you want to be at this point in time. A team that has some depth. We have some good players. We've acquired some as well, so we can get rid of some people. And unfortunately, there can be some tough decisions made.
That's why the Antonio Garcia thing is interesting to me with New England because, you could keep that guy on your roster on your PUP, see how the blood clot thing works out because they've lost linemen.
They did.
They have lineman issues up there. Yeah. So I wonder why they were so quick to allow him to just go because we didn't get him. It didn't cost us anything,
especially at this point in the season. I mean, the rosters are ballooned.
He was a seventh O lineman for them when he was healthy. Like he was playing
right.
So I don't know. They lost the Nate Solder guy to
the Giants. Yeah,
that's overvalued. That guy, he got a lot of money because he was the best O lineman on the market
at the time. Right.
I'll tell you what. I think this team, if you kind of turn your head north and look up to the Boston area, the New England area, that New England organization is kind of going through some stuff right now between Belichick, Tom Brady, and them not
Gronk
and Gronk not necessarily getting along.
Oprah.
Oprah. You're right about that. And they're a winning organization, and people are willing to sweep that under the rug. But things aren't rosy over there right now.
They're not.
And I think it all started with the whole trading of Garoppolo that I don't think Belichick necessarily wanted to do, but his hand was forced.
Correct.
And now I think Brady may have wanted to get him out of there just so he can feel secure, and he wants to retire on his own time because he's Tom Brady.
Sure.
And I get that too. But I think that we should use this as an advantage to keep our organization as pristine as possible and just keep on building so that we can just, come December or whenever we play these guys first. First of all, that first game of the season, they love putting us in December to play these guys. Anyway, we can just kind of just hit them in the mouth and kind of just hopefully take over the AFC East, man. This is ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. I was ready to go on a little rant because I can't stand the Pats.
Oh, my God.
That wasn't a rant?
It was.
Like they kind of qualified.
Right
okay,
now,
all right. Next subject here.
Right now, there's a Miami Dolphins podcast going on and a Buffalo Bills podcast that said, "Hey, I'm looking down to the south, to the Boston area, and I think we could take them out this year." A lot of wannabes out there, but until we actually, beat them twice,
right?
Because if you beat them twice in the regular season, then that's where your destiny's going to lie from there. Yeah. You beat all the people in the division, or you maybe drop one to a division foe, you're going to be in good shape. Yeah. Especially with the strength of schedule that we usually have. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think Miami's going to be very good.
No, not at all.
I don't think Buffalo's going to be as good as they were last year.
Not at all.
Same here.
So we need to beat them both twice. And
it's never going to happen. Well, I'm not going to say it's never going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Well, when do we play? Do we play Miami in September in Miami? That's the jinx right there. 100 degrees in Miami. You got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the Ballers crew on the sideline. Who knows what will happen when it's that hot out? We don't play usually well with the heat.
That's true.
So
we don't play well in the heat. We also don't play well on the West Coast. Why do the Raiders, no matter how bad they are, always beat us when we go out there? But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But
Did you guys hear the latest on Christian Hackenberg?
Yeah, cut.
CFL?
Edmonton Eskimos.
Really?
I heard he was about to sign with them. That is
Really?
not that is a tremendous fall from grace when you think about that was a second-round pick.
Yeah, that's tough. Hope the Jets didn't ruin them more. I hope, God bless him. I wish him well.
Yeah.
He just couldn't be on our team any longer. I mean, like, the proof is in the pudding. It just was not good. So, we're trying to create the best franchise and be the fans of the best franchise in the NFL, and we need the best players. So that's all that is. So.
What other training camp quarterbacks do we have besides our top 3? Anybody know?
I haven't researched that one bit because I actually don't even care. I'm really zoning in on the top 3, and we've already talked about our own little plans and philosophies of how to put the best product out there as far as QBs, and I don't want to think anything past that.
I heard we got Carrick Kenny and Brooks Bollinger. Those are the other 2. Yeah.
Carrick Kenny and Brooks Bollinger.
We're gonna put out a flyer for Sean Treasure at running back too.
Wow,
He's gonna take out Cannon.
Cannon.
Treasure
Absolutely.
versus Cannon. 1-on-1.
I put Colbreth on top of them all, though. Favorite
You know it.
running back I've seen live.
Colbreth,
I've seen that before.
he had a very diverse skill set too. Whereas he could catch the ball out of the backfield, little Binghamton.
Yeah, a little. The Binghamton. Oh my gosh!
Binghamton.
Yes.
I like the screens more so to Mike Eel
Mike
than
Eel, right.
than Gene. But
Mike Eel's a bowling ball.
Oh, man.
Dish, number 47.
remember I posted that video from the game, the Valley Stream Central game.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
man, that screen that he did in that
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and somebody, I think it was Lloyd Holst, had a block all the way down the field.
It was
leveled
Lloyd.
somebody.
Lloyd,
Ooh.
and you know what? He's lucky he didn't get flagged for it.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Because that play wouldn't have been as good as if it had gotten called back.
Made it on our highlight film too.
Yeah. What
We
do you?
don't need
That was what was
no,
playing?
No. It was. It wasn't another hero.
Word up.
No,
It's
it wasn't
the
that
code
either.
For those of you out there that are not familiar with the 1991 highlight film, it has one of the best soundtracks of any motion picture.
And
Oh, absolutely.
And we
Yes.
thought it was going to be terrible because we wanted to put out there like "To Kill a Man" and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And coach
Yeah.
was like, "No, that's not appropriate." And then he put his own stuff on there. And I think when we watched the highlight film for the first time, we were like,
This is corny.
"This is corny." And then we watched it again. We were
Right.
like, "This is
hot."
hot."
By far, my favorite part of that highlight film is the Van Halen "Right Now"
Yes.
against Massapequa.
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like
For
we had to
tomorrow.
stop like on the
Yes,
goal line stand.
yes, yes.
That goal that was the picture that we put up on the Facebook page and Twitter of all of us in the goal line stand.
I had a sack right to the beat, and then you and I came over, and we were like this, "Hey!" And then we pointed at the guy. He was like right on the beat there too.
I used to throw shot put with all those Massapequa O linemen were like
Like
guys that we
huge
threw
little
shot put
guys.
against them.
Battaglia.
Oh, we
That kid was a
talked so
big
much
kid.
crap against
Yeah.
them too.
Yeah. Oh man. So
Well-
speaking of Baldwin, I just want to be able just to say one thing. I want to thank Coach Carroll. Coach Carroll coached all of us
Yeah.
in high school football, and he watches the show. He's a fan of the show. Same thing with his brother, the Wizard, Coach Rich Carroll. Also, Coach Clemens.
Clemens.
And, we call him Joey. We love you guys. And I just wanted to show something that Coach reached out to all of us and sent us.
Hot.
The reveal,
Right.
Here comes the reveal.
the alumni reveal.
I kept the tags on it, too.
because
Hey,
he's that
Kyle.
type
Why?
of dude.
Kyle McKenna, frame me up right here, brother.
I got you.
Right. Now theirs is alumni
Spread
92.
it out a little bit.
Spread
Spread
it
it
out,
out. There you go.
spread it out.
Right
Get
there,
rid of
you
the
have
tag.
Right.
Oh, that's
Tag.
nice right there. See, alumni
Yeah.
92,
Nice.
I'm alumni 87.
87,
Yep. Alumni 92.
187.
Yep. This is it. Baldwin Bruins 92. Coach, Baldwin football. We love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Coach.
Absolutely.
BKBK Podcast supports you and loves you all the way through and through. We love it. This is awesome.
Bruins to the death.
I'm
And my
wearing
son
this
will
in
be
the
playing
summertime.
for you this year too.
And
That's
all,
right.
And all you lucky guys out there
Aaron Taylor.
that got one of those 3/4 zips right there. You know what the right thing to do is. You
Yeah.
throw some fundraising money towards the Bruins,
That's right.
That's right.
so to pay for those breakfasts that they have. They still have the breakfast in the morning.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what's the bidding process on that? Because I remember you had to bid for your week. If you wanted to get a good week, you got to get in there early.
I don't know when
You know, I wanted to pick and choose. I didn't
We'll see.
want a late fall breakfast after, you know.
You didn't want the late fall? I never had a breakfast. I should have had a breakfast.
My breakfast.
No.
My Uncle Sonny cooked the food at my breakfast. And you know, rest in peace, Uncle Sonny Colombo, my father's best friend. He cooked steak and eggs. I don't know if you guys remember this. There was like a whole tray full of steaks. And that was back in the day when people thought that steak and eggs was like a good football pregame meal.
It's hearty. It's good.
Oh
you
my
know,
God, no.
Sluggish.
energy.
Be sluggish.
Yeah.
I didn't eat too much steak, but I ate a little bit. It was good. It was really good. And my parents loved having that. They loved having the breakfast. They loved having the fights. Remember, we watched quite a few championship fights.
I did.
at my
I
house.
did. I did watch some of them at your house.
I think George Foreman and Michael Moore. We watched. There's probably about 70 people in my den.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people found out about it and just started coming over. And I looked at my dad like, you know, I know there's a lot of people, and he's like, just tell them to come in.
Right.
Nice.
Bring them in.
I think I twisted my ankle in your backyard.
Oh, really? We were playing football like while we were waiting for the fight to start or something like that.
And they had a little storm grate there, whatever.
Yeah,
I was going as well.
We had a pretty good football backyard. Like you could have a little bit of a game,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we were smaller. But
I got to get those home videos you said he has of some of my old games.
Yeah, he has like the. I think he took every film that he had and put it on DVD.
Oh my!
Nice.
So he did like that was last spring. That
I think he kept the scrimmages too, or not?
Oh,
I want everything. I want everything. I want the scrimmages. Yeah, I mean, you know, not like inter-squad scrimmages, but like when we went up to Holy Trinity
right?
or
Yeah,
Beth Page.
yeah. I remember those.
Oh, yeah.
I want all of that because we filmed it.
Yeah.
I want it all.
I was telling Kevin Hannafin is he's coach at Kellenberg, one of the coaches at
Kenny
Kellenberg.
Hannafin.
Yeah, and he's on the board for the New York State Association, and I was telling him how we kicked the crap out of Kellenberg.
Yes.
When they had like their best team ever with like Andre Durant
It
was in the Bethpage scrimmage,
Yes.
and there was a lot of Baldwin dudes that like hung out and everything like that, and we were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we're gonna whoop you," and we
That's
whooped
right.
them.
That's right. Take that, Jennifer Iannucci. We know you're at Kellenberg. We know you're at Kellenberg.
Todd Perry,
Todd Perry.
and then Kevin Reardon was at Kellenberg and then came back
Right.
to.
Lucky we didn't play Chaminade, Dean Casanova. Take that, Dean. All these kids. All right, we'll take them.
It was
Baldwin.
I was glad we scrimmaged them too because it was like now you can't like predict what would have happened. You know what happened.
Right.
You were there.
You were there.
Yeah.
You felt it.
Yes.
And then we also went up against Amos Zeraway. He played in the league, running back for Trinity.
Mepham.
Was that? It
Mepham.
was Mepham. Yeah, he was a Belmore kid.
Yeah.
Mepham.
There's
Mepham.
another big lineman on that team named Ron DeFelice, who I believe became a professional wrestler after that, or at least that was the rumor.
Like WWE wrestler, that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's the only professional wrestling that there is.
Oh boy, here we go.
Funny.
No, I don't mean like
All right.
What was his
So
wrestling
you
name?
got it.
Ronnie D.
It was Hacksaw Jim Duggan,
the dude from Merrick.
the dude from Merrick, right?
Ronnie Merrick.
Mepham had some good teams back then too. Like Amos Zeraway was, I think, 2-time Thorpe Award winner.
I think so.
Yeah,
so,
it's-
too,
You
yeah.
don't hear about that a lot.
He used to own a restaurant, an African restaurant in the city too. I filmed there once.
Amos
Oh,
and
really?
Friends.
Yeah. Huh?
Amos and Friends.
No, Amos, those chocolate chip, famous Amos.
Famous
Famous
Amos.
Amos. Okay.
Those were good. Hey, I got through Hofstra, man. I would go to the what was that called again? That little deli over there at Hofstra, the Dutch something.
The Coliseum Deli.
No, it was on campus. It was right next to
I love the
Hofstra
Coliseum
USA.
Deli.
And it was
Hofstra
called-
USA.
The Dutch
Yeah,
oven? Was it a Dutch oven?
I'm cutting to your shot because this is the guy that said Dutch oven, guys, not me. All right, the guy in the New York Amari Stoudemire T-shirt. This turkey over here. Gee whiz.
Kevin
I'm just
Knox.
asking. I
How we
don't
feeling
know.
about Kevin Knox?
Love it.
I love Kevin Knox.
Love it.
I love Kevin Knox.
Love it.
Yeah, we're on you, baby. We got
that's
you.
right,
Yeah,
that's
Kevin
right, that's
Knox.
Is there anybody at the table that's upset that we didn't
No.
select
Not
Michael
upset.
Porter Jr.?
Not upset.
No,
Not at all.
no.
You can't have
Too much
two
of a
guys,
risk to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
not
Even
even
if-
playing on your roster at the same time that are your franchise players. Can't do it.
No.
Even if he turns out to be great for the Nuggets, that's good for them. I hope so.
Yeah.
But we needed to have more of a slam dunk.
I like the second round pick too.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about him, but I keep hearing good things about Mitchell
Yeah.
Robinson.
He was
Yeah.
supposed to be to play for a college team. I can't remember the name of the team. And just decided not to go.
Western Kentucky, I think, was one of them.
He's a God, Sham God.
That's one of the hottest
Protege.
names of all time.
Of
man.
course.
Protege.
God Sham God. Oh my goodness, the illest handle too.
There was a guy on St. John's named God's Gift
Get out
at one point. Yeah,
I remember him too.
God's plan.
God's Gift
that?
Jones. I don't remember what his last name was.
Wow.
Something like that.
Jones.
No, but I like the draft. I like what they did.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of potential in those folks, young guys.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson looked very awkward in the press conference. Very awkward.
That's all
You
right.
guys watch that.
Just play coordinator out
Was
in
he
the
like
field.
he's like a 7 foot small forward? Is that what he is?
With
No.
range. Can shoot the three.
He can shoot the
Shoot the
three. He can rebound. He's got a lot of bounce. So coming blocking shots. It
I
was.
mean, it sounds like
you know,
Porzingis.
not as
he doesn't have
skilled
that
as
crossover.
Porzingis, right? I mean,
He's
he
not
can
pulling
shoot
up.
threes.
He's not pulling up and it's wet.
Right.
He can't drive the hoop like Porzingis can.
No.
He can, but I think what it is that he remains in the paint. He's mostly a paint guy, but he'll draw out the defense and take that three.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll see. Go Knicks.
We'll see. Yeah,
Go
I
Knicks.
was fortunate enough to meet Kevin Knox and his family this past week, actually, right before the draft. Very nice family.
Mm-hmm.
His parents are awesome, and this kid was such a nice kid. And I'm glad he's on our team. I actually projected him to go to us at number 9, and I'm just glad that he's here. And
Get some of those bruises on your back.
We'll see. No, this one isn't a bruise on my back.
My bad. I figured I'd give you one.
Yeah,
I predicted that he would come to the Knicks.
Oh, easy.
Hey, whoa, tranquilo, okay? No, but and I like the kid from Missouri, but he's got back problems,
Yep.
hip problems.
You
now.
see how he
They
walked
don't
down
know-
the stairs?
They don't even know if he's
during
going to
the
play
draft?
this year.
You see how he walked down the stairs during the draft? Pull that up.
like he was in pain?
Gingerly. He was just like,
Anybody
yeah.
who's
Really?
19 is having back surgery. That's a red flag.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a red
absolutely.
flag. And plus, Porzingis is already out, so you don't want to draft, another guy and just have 2 hurt up people, like what Kerry was saying, just all hurt up and everything. So now you're just going on all potential, no realness. So
I like Mikal Bridges though. I'm not gonna front on that. I mean, he was
I do.
definitely somebody that I did like. He's got the long arms. The jump shot is crazy from 3-point. 43% or
and he's a
whatever it
leader.
was.
He's
So
a leader.
leader. But I do see why we picked the 18-year-old versus him being 22, at least
Right.
at this juncture. If we had more talent on the team, I think both of those other picks would have been in play if we already had more talent established
Yeah.
on the team. But because we don't, we have so many holes, we need to make sure we get those picks correct.
I think the fact that they stuck with a wing guy as their first pick just says too that they might have a little bit of commitment to Trey Burke going forward. You
Kyrie
I
Irving.
don't think so.
It's Kyrie Irving what they're looking for next year, and they
Right.
want to see who they have this year. We already have like 14 point guards, just like we have 17 wide receivers. So I think that's really the reason why they passed on that.
overabundance.
Overabundance.
I think you might see Ntilikina become a 2.
Yeah, they've been talking about
I
that.
think that's what's going to happen.
You got to become a.
But he has to be able to shoot better. He has to be able to shoot better. But he plays
Right.
he plays
Well,
defense
what?
well.
I mean, you can have a 2 guard that really doesn't shoot well, that plays really tight defense on the other team's 2 guard, and a lot of teams are built that way as well. Not that you love that. I mean, you really don't love it.
That's like Stacey Augman or something. Remember him back in the day? Like
Bruce Bowen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, championship.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
a winner.
that's
But
on,
Bruce
that's
Bowen
on teams. where
Bruce
you-
Bowen hit threes though.
Yeah, but your scenarios on teams where they have an abundance, again, a plethora of shooting. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. We need shooting. The Knicks need shooting. Don't have it.
I'd like to see
Sure.
Hardaway, be on the good side of Streaky, not the bad side of Streaky. Because when he is on the good side of it, he shoots pretty well.
Yeah.
It's just that he gets into, he's like a big hitter that strikes out a lot.
But he
like
plays
J.R. Smith.
He plays defense though, regardless. I mean, which is what he learned by going
ain't
down to
J.R.
Atlanta. I mean, so he stays in the game on the defensive side. If
He's a good teammate.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and he wants to win. He's got a fire in his belly.
Yeah.
You know.
He's got his
I
contract
like him.
too.
I definitely like him.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. The Dwight Howard going to the Nets didn't excite me at all.
No, he's already looking for a buyout.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That kid can't
So he
get
can
right.
go to Golden State.
Is that where he's going to wind up?
That's what he wants to do.
Wow.
He's
Yeah,
already
you
said it.
already heard that? Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got JaVale McGee. They don't need
I mean,
Dwight Howard.
Truth be told, I mean, he's just big and bulky down there. I don't even think that he fits in with the type of style of play they do.
To me, he actually does, because then he's a threat. Because they don't have anybody who's a threat in the middle. Who can defend and who can score. They don't have any. JaVale McGee, really?
I love the fact that JaVale McGee could not get out of his own way on any other team, like shooting at the wrong basket.
Right.
Like all kinds of stuff. Like the guy, like you watched him play sometimes and you were like, yo, this guy could either be the best basketball player in the world or the absolute worst NBA player ever.
Yeah.
But he gets to Golden State and he plays a role. And when they needed him to step up and play well,
Stepped up.
Beast.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. He has a weird skill set that when it's on, it's really good. He's a very enigmatic player, as they say, though. But he looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
Well, winning is fun.
Winning is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Everybody on Golden State
Right.
looks like they're having fun.
Right.
JaVale
It looks
McGee
like
has
he's
two
having
rings.
fun.
Yeah.
Winning is fundamental.
Right.
Yes.
And the first part of it is
It's fun.
So speaking about fun, this is our fun segment right here. We're going to transition into our Tweak Me versus Peak Me. All righty? This is what lifts you up a little bit, what brings you down a little bit. All right? So moving on to what tweaks me and what peaks me. All righty? So I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to start off with something that it kind of really tweaks me a little bit. All right? This one kind of tweaks me. And our co-host, Captain Kyle McKenna, is tweaking me out right now. But I still love him to death, and he's tweaking me out.
You didn't think he was going to go all the way there, right?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there because he's going there physically. All righty? And he's tweaking me out because this guy is moving, and he's moving 3,000 miles away to the state of Washington. We love him. We're going to miss him. But he's still going to be a part of BKBK, of Team BKBK.
Technology's crazy.
Technology's crazy,
Yeah.
Technology's crazy. And that's the part that is going to pique me, because just because Kyle is moving doesn't mean that he's not part of the team. So, God bless Kyle. We wish you well out there on the West Coast. Bring that New York flavor out there. When you're out there, you go to Seattle, have a Seattle dog, okay? That's cream cheese with grilled onions, all right? It's not bad.
I don't think I'll be having that.
Why
but
not?
It's okay.
Why not?
I don't like the grilled onions on my.
You don't, but just go out there and have, you go to Chicago, you can have one of those Chicago hot dogs, right?
Oh, with all that stuff on it?
Try it.
Come on, I'm more of a plain dude.
You're more.
Yeah,
You're not a plain dude, Kyle McKenna. I've known you since 7th grade. You're not a plain dude.
I'm definitely gonna have a lot more seafood.
Yeah, definitely.
Seafood's gonna be fresh.
Yeah,
seafood.
fresh.
Get
Get
from the market.
Get the Dungeness crab, the andouille sausage with the corn and the potatoes, and they dump it right on your plate, and then they give you like a bib and a little hammer.
Well, when you guys come to visit me,
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of details there.
Yeah. It's great. It's called the.
Dude, are you still wearing your bib?
when you guys come to visit me, you're gonna have to catch the fish in
Right.
Pike's Market.
Right, in the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you drop it, we're gonna have it on film. So
I'm with it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Bro, first of all, I got the best hands out of everybody here. I've been saying this since high school. Look at Taylor. Wait, hold on. Look at the way he's looking at me.
Here we
Terrible.
Go. Here we go.
My hands are great.
He catches it like this.
No way.
He catches it like this.
No way.
Like
Should've
it's a
returned
bread,
punts.
like a loaf of bread.
We're gonna see how you catch that fish when they throw it at you.
Right.
I'm not gonna be in Seattle exactly. I'm
Closer than we are.
Well, we're gonna be close. We're gonna be on Mercer Island, which is an island in Lake Washington, 5 miles by 2 miles wide.
What's your address?
Wow.
Say it on the air.
Yeah.
Social security number.
Put
too.
it out there.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but
Probably the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be living on the island, so I'm going from Long Island to Mercer Island, and
Yeah.
it's a different vibe. But we'll be coaching a little football out there,
Nice.
coaching a little offensive line, defensive line for Mercer Island High School, working in the library at Mercer Island High School.
All right.
Okay.
Be the most jack librarian you ever saw.
Yeah, man.
Right.
That's right.
Everybody.
Now, we're gonna be taking that library into the 21st century. It's gonna be a little different, but I'm excited about that. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, you want to be a librarian?" It's like, yeah, I like reading books. I like telling people about books to read, and I think it's gonna be an interesting new endeavor. And my kids are gonna be in school, a stone's throw from where I'm working, which is a lot different than
Sure.
it's been here.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
commuting from Long Island to Brooklyn every day, and it's more so a quality of life and a cost of living thing at this point than it is anything else. I love working at Brooklyn Tech.
Yeah.
It's been really hard. It's been bittersweet, you know, really saying goodbye to all the people over there. We went out on Friday night. All the guys and a lot of the players that used to play for me came out, the ones that are of legal bar-going age. And then you had some of the coaches from Grand Street campus where I coached before. We went out last night. So it's a lot of, you know, goodbye for now type of things, but not too bad. I'm really excited. But Wednesday I'm out.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so
Hey, man.
Wednesday I'm on the plane.
I hear that, and you know, you got to do what's best for your family. But like I was saying before, that tweaks me the fact that you're physically moving. But what piques me is the fact that we're gonna stay together, and you'll just be. We're gonna treat you like those remote shoots.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll
hey,
get
we got on the satellite. We got Captain Kyle McKenna coming in.
via satellite,
Via satellite.
closed circuit TV.
Adam
Yes.
Shefty.
Yeah, like Adam Shefty.
I already have
Shefty.
my whole background. I'm already planning it. It's going to look like a diorama of Kyle McKenna.
Nice.
It's just going to have all my stuff back there.
All your stuff. So Baldwin.
I'm not going to be
BU.
like who's
Nice.
the guy on the show where the round table show where they give you the points and he always has the chalkboard in the back and he writes different things on it.
Oh, with Tony Reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What's
No.
my take or something like that or
First take.
No.
no, pardon the interruption is the
No.
other two guys.
No.
PTI. Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but I'm not gonna be wacky like that. I'm gonna have a nice background
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
appropriate for
Yeah.
the BKBK podcast.
I don't know if you've watched Jalen Rose. It's like the Jalen and Jacoby
Oh,
podcast.
That's a great podcast.
Their background, their podcast studio.
It looks like a library.
It looks great. It makes you want to smoke a cigar.
Right.
Yeah,
It looks nice. So
Right.
that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. Hook up this basement or something, and it's nice.
yeah. I think it's like as we move on with this, we've been talking about getting into more of the audio only stuff and getting that out on iTunes, and it's not gonna be hard for us to record that, especially
Mhm.
to hook up the live link. Brian did a great job with Brandon's help and some other guys have setting up this studio here, and we're rolling, man.
Yeah, man.
This train ain't stopping.
Nah, man,
That's right.
it's not stopping. This is Team BKBK is not stopping.
Low key though, I'm gonna be a little bit of a Seahawks fan though, because they're not really a threat to the Jets. They're in the other league.
Kyle.
Oh, I
Ju-
went too far there.
Yeah, you did.
I went too far there.
Why don't you just respect them?
Right.
But don't be like a low key
Respect
fan.
their game.
Respect the gangster.
Right. And
Right.
don't
But-
hang up any Seahawk stuff in your podcast.
Oh,
room
negative. Negative.
Or else
we
all
we
of a
will
sudden-
call you out.
Yeah,
You
we'll
go
call
on
you
Mercer
out.
Sound. Every house has that 12 flag on it.
Yeah, that 12 thing
sure.
is hot,
Yeah.
though.
It is a
Totally.
good.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
hot.
cool
yeah.
idea.
You get
It's
it.
hot. It's
You get
hot.
They stole it from Texas A&M though.
Then it's
That's-
not that hot.
Somebody
the-
stole something from somebody.
Yeah.
I think we. I think.
We
Bo-
need to steal some more
I think
wins.
Coach.
How about that?
I think Coach
Yeah.
Coach Carroll stole the 12th man from Texas A&M too. He still has that, right?
I don't know.
The 12th man was like the dude that got the shirt every week and got to carry out the flag.
But didn't you steal the
Oh.
cannon from Lehigh?
I
Or was
will-
that
I will
Saffarelli?
not confirm nor
You
deny any
Ken
wrongdoing.
Lang, we stole the cannon.
Oh, boy.
I had to give it back.
Had to
that
give
was
it
the worst
back.
part about it.
Wow.
Wow.
Man.
But it was symbolic of what we were willing to do. We wanted to shoot that cannon off every
Yeah,
time
we
we
did.
scored, and we scored a lot of times that
Yeah,
year.
we did.
So-
We did. Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's bittersweet, but it's good moves, and I can't wait to see you guys out there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm
good
definitely
stuff.
going to make.
Especially when the Jets play Seattle.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hot.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really good.
So who wants it next? Who wants it next in the Tweak Me, Peek Me? Who wants to
I don't
get
have
some?
one, so I'm just gonna listen to you guys.
Check him out.
So, I mean, listen, I'll just say peak me is Sam Darnold, you know,
Mhm.
and the opportunities there after not really having him on my draft board. To be brutally honest with everybody sitting here, everybody knows, who I wanted to draft.
Same
but-
here. Same here.
Yeah. So
I'll
I'm-
admit to it too.
but
Nothing
listen,
wrong with that, I don't think.
yeah, nothing wrong with it. I mean, but we're behind him now, 200%, and want him to succeed. And I think what he's done so far has given hope to Jets Nation in the future and seeing where we're going to end up. It's key piece, man. Just
Yep.
having that good quarterback or whatever. So to have him doing what he's doing so far, that is definitely my peak me. Really don't have a tweak me right now. I mean, Robbie Anderson has gotten rid of all his legal troubles, and as far as the Jets are concerned, I mean, the arrow is really pointing up. I can't really pick any one thing at this point in time. So, see me during the preseason.
I hope that Robbie Anderson not having any legal troubles anymore reignites the Twitter beef with him and Chris Carter.
I don't want any more Twitter, anything, legal, anything. Robbie
I'm just
Anderson,
kidding.
Just have a nice, normal rest of the season right now.
I just want him to have success and
Just sit back,
Sure.
have a glass of lemonade or something.
watch the concert
Relax.
on TV. Don't go to the concert.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, just chill.
Stay indoors during the off season, man. Let's go to the playoffs so we can keep him out of trouble.
Yeah.
Right. So we can keep him on the field.
And just
Uber
like
will
what-
take you wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
You could get the Uber XL, like the really nice cars.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
And you can look at the concert from the Uber. Because
Right.
really, he can't even get out the car.
not
Right.
when there's off-duty policemen.
And you are retired from going to Miami. You're done.
Oh yeah, that's
your
all.
Miami
It's over.
privileges have been revoked.
Revoked.
Nothing good
Yeah.
happens in Florida. Let's just be
Oh,
honest.
my
Even
God.
if he's
man.
from Miami, he can't go.
Nah, he can't go.
No.
Can't go
From
at all.
Tallahassee down to Key West, you cannot.
No.
Thank you.
Not
The
even
state of
Tallahassee.
Florida.
From Jacksonville down, you can't even go. From Casper, Florida, you can't even go
The
south.
Florida Georgia line.
Yeah,
that's right.
for real, seriously.
Dothan.
Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the BKBK podcast. Thanks again for all the views. So keep watching. We want to be able to keep